Pardon?
I'm ready. You can start.
Yes, hello. My name is Fred Onyango, the leader of Group 17. And my colleagues, one of them is called Akena Lewis, the other one is called Irene Susan Achan. We have Ongwech George, and we have Fiona Tumsime. And at this moment, I'd like to invite Fiona. Please take us to the first section.
Thank you so much, Fred. We decided to choose Reproductive Health Uganda. Oh, someone scroll down here. Let me give you a brief background. Reproductive Health Uganda is a volunteer and led organization that started work in 1957. It has 17 branches spread across the sub-region of Uganda. I won't dwell much on the background. Let me tell you the vision. We need a Uganda where everyone's sexual reproductive health and rights are fulfilled and protected without discrimination. The project we're undertaking is sexual reproductive health and rights for women of reproductive age in Kitgum district. And the start date of the project is January 3rd, 2022, and it's ending on 31st December 2022. What is our goal here? Improved access to reproductive health services by 70% of women of reproductive age, and the reproductive age is 18 to 50 years in Kitgum district by 2022. What is our objective here? The first one is to strengthen the capacity of health workers with the necessary skills for effective service delivery, delivery of health services to women of the reproductive age in Kitgum district. Then second, we need to increase awareness among women of reproductive age on the different available reproductive health services in Kitgum district by 2023. And then the last one is to enhance the capacity of health center force in reproductive health service delivery. Allow me to invite my colleague to continue from there. Louis, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Fiona. In order to achieve our objectives, we came up with the following activities. One, to achieve objective one, the first activity is to identify existing capacity gaps among the health workers through conducting staff capacity assessment. The second activity is train 30 health workers in the different areas where the capacity gaps were identified. The third activity, conduct post-training monitoring and supportive supervision to the 30 trained health workers. In order to achieve objective 2, the following activities were identified. Conduct community mobilization and sensitization through local leaders, village health teams, and other community structures. Print and distribute information, education, and communication materials on reproductive health services. Third activity, hold for radio talk shows on reproductive health services. In order to achieve objective 3, the first activity was install theater equipment in 3 health center force, train and support 30 health workers in management information systems integration in the 3 health center theories. Let me invite Irene, the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. I'm going to talk about the work plan. Now, work plan, Liz talked about the objectives and the activities. So here, in the first objective under activity 1, we are going to identify the existing capacity gaps among the health workers through conducting staff capacity assessment. And this will be done around February 20th of February 2022. And we need 1 consultant to do that. Then another activity, we are going to train 30 health workers. Scroll down, 30 health workers. And this will be done, on 20th March 2022. And we need consultants, stationery, and meals as resources. Then we are going to conduct a post-training monitoring and supportive supervision. And we are going to do it around 10th of April to November 2022. We need vehicle hire fuel, and megaphone has our resources. Then under objectives 2, activity 1, we're going to conduct a community mobilization and sensitization through the local leaders. And we are going to do it on February 28, 2022. And we need for hire, fuel, and megaphone sets. Then we are going to print and distribute information, education, and communication materials on reproductive health system. And we are going to do it on 30th March 2022. The resources we need are graphic designers, communication consultant, and printer, and a printer. Then we are going to hold 4 radio talk show on reproductive health service. That will be done on the 5th of October 2022. We need radio airtime for it. Under objective 3, the activity we are going to do is we are going to install a theater equipment at 3 health centers, 4. And we shall do it on May 20th, 2022. Here we need a consultant, we need a welder, and technicians. Then we are going to train and support 30 health workers in MIS integration. And we shall do it on 15th of April 2022. Here we need IT consultants, stock farm, we need computers, we need computer softwares, and MIS manuals. Thank you. I think I'm done. George can take over. George?
George, you are muted. George, you are muted. George, you are muted.
Thank you. Sorry for that. I forgot to unmute myself. Basing on the work plan I read just presented there, we decided to come up with a budget. And in the budget, we needed to quantify each of the resources for each activities spelled out there. After quantifying, we needed to get the unit cost, after which we decided to get the amounts of each activity. So I will only summarize the subtotals of the objectives. Objective 1 will cost us or costed us 10,121,000 Uganda shillings. Objective 2 summed up to about 14,600,000, and our final objective as objective 3 gave us a total of 27,800,000 Uganda shillings, giving us a grand total altogether 52,521,000 Uganda shillings. Thank you so much. I would like to give the opportunity to our final presenter. Fred, you're most welcome. And you can conclude for us with the procurement plan.
Thank you so much, George. Yes, before we dive into the procurement plan, we thought of first sharing the different concepts that are involved in. And that's why we define what procurement is, we define what procurement planning is, we define what a procurement plan is and what it entails. But also further went to break down the components when it comes to procurement. What are those concepts that are always mentioned? We have defined what works are, what is a service, and what is a good or a supply. So that, and that by the time we jump into what we need, what we're going to talk about, we already know what it entails. And when we look at our procurement plan, on developing our procurement plan, you see it's more feeding off the other things which my colleagues have mentioned. It feeds off the work plan, which helps us, using a work plan, it helped us to understand what are those items that needs to be procured, and what time frame do we have, and what point do we need them to support in the implementation of those activities. And also you look at, we have the column of the estimates, costs. From what George has been sharing, we are building onto the budget. The budget went into details when we came up with the budget to find out what are the units, in what quantity, and how much will it cost us items or different resources to help us to support in implementation of the project activities. And so under the description of items, that column, we categorized our items into goods, stock, supplies, and also services. Under goods and supplies, we identified stationery, we have meals, we have vehicle hire, tablet, fuel, megaphone, computers, and printer. Under services, under consultancy, we have consultant and also computer software. And under consultancy, we have welders, technicians, graphic designer, and radio airtime or services. And where we are right now for concerning with confirmed source of funding, as earlier mentioned by my colleague, that is Fiona, that we got the funding from the European Union, and we already even got signed the memorandum of understanding, and we're just left with just implementation of the project, and that's why we need to procure these items. And the time frame, we came up with this time frame basing on what the work plan and when we are planning to accomplish those activities, guided us to come up with a time frame that we have for each and activity when we wanted to have it on ground or in place to support the implementation of this of that project. And right now I want to, and with that, after working on our work plan, we wanted to let you know was prepared. This document was prepared by Onyango Fred and was approved by the head of department, that's Ogmech George, and was sealed by a personnel from the procurement unit, and that is Achan Irene. Thank you so much.